Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind FPS. My name is Whis, and I am here yet again playing Korvits All Hallows. And I am joined by the wonderful, the talented, creative, funny, and all around good buddy of mine.
Excuse you, how dare you? That's not allowed.
Suffer heart emoji.
I suffer so much. How then? English. Uno reverse, motherfucker. Anyways, I am Babble, and I'm here after fighting with my headset.
I pat you. Well, gosh, these two have had a time. This is taking place more or less directly after knocking on death's door, where some shit went down. So, like, spoilers, I guess. You're gonna want to listen to that first. Just mind the trigger warnings. There's a lot. It's a heavy shit game.
It really is a heavy game. Be very warned, it deals with some heavy shit. Thankfully, not all of it we actually ended up touching upon.
Yeah.
But also,
Yikes.
it's still bad.
It's still bad. But this is taking place directly after that game. And Korvits has departed Halloween Town, flying as fast as he can, which is apparently at 50 feet per 6 seconds. So it's a little bit faster than I thought, if he's not dashing. Yeah, so pretty quick. He's flying as fast as he can in the direction that he is getting from his Warlock Pact from a certain fox who is in the middle of the ocean. Apparently.
As you said, Fox, kind of in a sphere that it made out of ice.
You are cutting in and out, and I'm not sure if that's on my end or yours. I think it might be on yours. Sort of.
Hello.
There we go. Nice. There we go.
My bad. That's what I get for trying to fuck around with my settings so that I don't echo.
You're good. You're good.
But yeah, no, Haz is in the middle of the ocean in a sphere made of ice magic that it built using itself as a base to go off of. So, you know, it doesn't fucking drown.
Ideal. Not drowning is definitely ideal.
Especially not, like, so fucking soon after coming back to life.
Yeah. Yeah. So, provided that Korvits only sort of rests when he really has to, which is a lot less often than most people, given as he is, you know, he's undead and also a god. How long does it take him to get close? Do you want me to roll something for that, or?
Yeah, I would say either in... Fuck, would this be an Arcana, Religion, or Survival? I'm gonna give you a pick of that.
Alright.
Just eat my mic for a second, because, fucking... so that people can hear me.
Arcana, Survival, or Religion? It's going to be Arcana, because that's got the highest modifier. Yeah, right. $27.
27, okay. So, I think, like, depending on... This is halfway across Satori. So literally halfway across the fucking world. That's just how far it went. So I'm gonna say, like, quite a while, probably. Like, he's going really fucking fast, but Satori's pretty damn big.
Yeah.
I think at the very least, maybe a couple weeks.
Yep. I think he said a couple of days when he left, but I think he was grossly underestimating how far away it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Couple weeks at the very least, maybe a month. All things considered.
Yep.
We're not gonna question how Paz has been able to survive that long in the fucking ocean. Don't worry about it.
It's hibernating.
It's a fox. It can do that. Don't worry about it. Don't question it. You don't know how long this motherfucker can survive without things.
All right, yeah. Well, if it's going to be that long, he probably does have to stop to rest. Probably at least once a week, I would say. Because he's not really doing anything apart from flying. He's not using really any of his magic. He's not, well, he doesn't really need to eat or sleep except for when he really wants to recover his energy fast. So he'll probably like fly for about a week, get tired, land, find somewhere. Here is some gold coins. Yes, I know I'm terrifying. Give me food. I'm going to pass out in that pile of hay. All right, bye. I'll go on again the next morning, which is probably not as much as he needs, but it does the job to get him another week across Satori. And part of him is a little bit. It's only a very small part, mind you, but part of him is a little bit disappointed he can't stop and like take stock of where he's flying over or where he's landing, because while he has been out of Halloween Town a little bit since coming back, he's actually never been out of Ankwell before. So this is a huge new for him. So he's flying over places and it's like, I've got no idea what that country is or what this continent is called, or I don't know where I am. All I know is I am going in the direction of my fox and I'll figure everything else out after that.
Fair enough. And it seems like the closer that you get to the fox, the colder it gets as well. Just by the fucking nature of where it ended up being.
Yeah, he was a little bit prepared for that. I'm going to roll him a hammer space just for shits and giggles. Okay, that's a 4. He did actually like pack a spare scarf because they did the scrying thing to try and figure out where it was, and he's like, that's fucking cold. I hate cold. All right, let's see what we can do. And so he's at least packed another scarf, so as it starts to get unbearably cold, instead of burning up his energy using fire magic, which he might otherwise do, he's just going to sort of add a scarf and keep going.
Understandable, have a nice. I imagine it doesn't take very long today, if we're going by like the 2 weeks, to find it, because it's literally, you're looking for a fucking orb floating in the middle of the goddamn ocean. Made of ice with a black furry ring around it. I don't think that's very hard to spot.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I'm no expert on glaciers or ice formations or anything, but I don't think they're usually spherical. So,
I also don't think they usually have a black ring of fur around it.
no. No. And like it does help that he has basically GPS pings. Just I am not looking at Bewell's Glacier comments right now. I know you're making them. Yes, he does have basically that GPS locator by nature of them having a pact. So that helps as well. But he is going to dive for this ball as soon as he spots it. Is it completely enclosed, or does it have like an air hole at the top, or?
Give me just a second, because I rolled earlier to see how well it was doing health-wise after all this, but I haven't rolled to see how much it's really paying that much attention to how the. I mean, that's not terrible. So, I'm going to say not completely enclosed, but it was recently. So, like, it's just started to melt again.
Sure. So it's only thin, so like it melts in the sun or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, does Paz want to roll a perception then?
Mm-hmm. Sure. That is its highest fucking thing. 'Cause damn, I am. God, that's an at, not an exclamation point. I'm gonna roll at disadvantage because of its health. I mean, anyways, that's a 23. I don't know if you think that it fucking notices this man or not, but I think it do.
Yeah, I think it do. Especially given as like that the ice at the top is quite thin and has started to melt through. It's sunny, and then there's this big shadow that comes over its ice form, and it's bigger than any other like bird that would be around. And there's this sort of like wind sort of buffering it a little bit. And then the ice at the top starts to melt, and then there's just a.
Excuse me, have there been any dreadfully handsome foxes around here?
You see its ears prick, and it is like there's frost and ice from like pretty much covering it almost, save for a few parts. Near its chest, on its belly, and like of course its face. And its ears do twitch forward because it can hear. And there's a pleased trill, even though it's kind of rattly.
Holy shit, you look so damn cold. I'm so sorry it took me so long. You are very far away from home. Come on, let's get you out of there.
And he is now going to attempt to extract Fox as gently as possible. I suppose using some sort of let's de-ice you magic might be the best option.
It is also reaching for him because it is very happy to see him.
Alright, let me see. What are you going to do, sir? Actually, is this like actual physical ice that is surrounding them, or is it like, magic?
It is magic. It's so it's basically Ray of Frost.
Okay.
And it's done both Ray of Frost and Frostbite in order to keep the damn thing from melting too much.
Sure. All right. Because I am thinking that dispel magic might have the least risk of hurting an already of ill health fox. So let me just roll him an Arcana real quick to be able to deduce that. Yeah, I think that'll be enough. I believe 25 should do that. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon dispel magic will work?
I am going to say that yes, it does. It
Splendid.
probably also helps that where the ice covering it seems to be the worst is at its hands and paws.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly it's been doing this.
Yeah. All right. So he is gonna reach down as far close as he can and just grasp at its hands, and he's going to fire off dispel magic. And well, how do you want the ice ball to disappear as he reaches in for Paz?
Do I go for funny or do I just say it slowly disintegrates? Maybe both. So it slowly disintegrates starting from, like, the back of its neck down, because it's apparently where it started
Mm-hmm.
with it. But of course, in doing so, it is holding on to him while also the bottom of it is touching the water and it's scrambling.
Fair enough. Korvits is going to, as more of Paz is sort of detached from the ice, just sort of pick it up. And he is going to attempt to, like, straight up just pick it up to fly away from the precarious ice orb to a slightly less precarious, isn't going to tip over when he stands on it, iceberg or something nearby.
You are so damn cold. I'm so sorry. Here, have the scarf.
He's going to take off his spare scarf and wrap it around it.
It is trying its damn best to fucking huddle into that goddamn scarf. And it is also clinging to him. Very much so.
Oh yeah, he's clinging right back. As soon as the scarf is on, he has basically picked it up again.
I am so happy to see you. Let's get all this frost out of your fur. This place is freezing. Let's go.
And he's just gonna bridle carry, pick it up, and go back in the opposite direction to where he came. He's just basically going to use his GPS ping that he gets from Sally and Lynn, going, okay, well, that is the exact opposite direction that I came in. I know there's land in that direction, so I'm going that way until we hit land. Then we'll land, and we'll go from there.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so that is as far as he's going to take it just at this point, is just to the coast of whichever piece of land is the nearest in the opposite direction that he had come, like, yeah, back in the homeward direction. He's just going to sort of land there and sort of sink down to the ground and then kind of cuddle it with basically his entire self, arms, legs, and wings, and just hold it.
It is doing the best that it can to stay within that as much as possible because, God, fucking cold. Holy shit.
Okay, got you out of there. I'm so sorry you had to wait. Come on, talk to me a little bit, yeah?
Its voice is very hoarse. And kind of, I don't want to say cuts in and out, because it doesn't, but, like, its voice keeps breaking,
Oh yeah, yep.
and it mutters very softly, "Not your fault, but hi."
Hi.
He's going to cast a healing word now. And he's gonna upcast that. Let's see. How far up are you gonna upcast it? You're gonna upcast it by that much. Okay. When you cast this spell using a spell slot of second or higher, the healing increases by 1d4 for each slot above first. Okay, so that makes it 4. I'm just gonna do that in here. 4d4 plus spellcasting ability modifier, which is charisma. Nice. Okay, so that's an extra 17 points. I don't know how much that helps, but he's trying.
He does. He's doing him best, and I hold him so gentle.
Literally his only healing spell.
Korvits.
Oh, God.
It feels warmer, and it feels better. It doesn't sound much better, but it looks like it feels better. Like it has some form of energy to it, so...
Good, good. I think he's going to try and make, like, little campfires around them so that they've got more points of heat as well.
Very good. Very good. Words, thoughts, brain. Paz, I know that your fucking intelligence is terrible, but come on.
You know, it's funny. I know that Aeon said you were gonna be tall, but you're not that much shorter than me now, I don't think.
Well, fortunately, I don't particularly have much, spatial consciousness?
Don't worry about it. It's just an observation, not a complaint. Still got all your lovely black fur. Little blue nose.
And he's going to reach down and boop it on the nose.
It is going to lick his finger.
Let me think. Which
Because
hand
fuck
are
you.
He would have been doing that with his right hand, so, bone. That tastes like bone.
There's a look that flashes across its face. Like, what the fuck? I expected leather.
Yeah, little bit of a redesign after all of that, but not too intense. I've lost my gloves, just basically permanently. I even lost my spare ones. I think the universe decided I was not allowed to have gloves anymore because even the spare ones I kept in hyperspace are just gone. So, yeah, I'm barehanded, I suppose.
Fine by me.
Just gotta get used to the asymmetry of my design now.
And he's going to grab one of Paz's paws and just very gently touch it against the left hand, which the palm of which is made of carved wood, and the main parts of his fingers are like a black cast iron, but the tips are very sharp pointed steel. And he's being very gentle about moving Paz's hand to touch his left hand, but he's like, yeah, gotta make that obvious.
It doesn't seem like it's looking anywhere. It's not following with its face what he's doing. But it's very clearly paying attention.
I'm gonna roll him a history. Korvits! Korvits! That's shit, man. Oh, your history's pretty dang good, though. Okay, so we're still looking at an 18. It's probably going to take him a minute, I guess, because he's basically trying not to just weep with joy. Like, he is in the process of trying to just keep it together at this point. So it does take him a minute to sort of clock that, and then to remember that something that Paz had mentioned before.
You can't see anything, can you?
No.
You couldn't before, but like when you were a soul or whatever. I wasn't sure if that was just a result of kind of being dead or what, but seems like that's carried over. You can't see it at all, 100% nothing?
Unless you count the void that I am surrounded by as seeing, then no.
I am uncertain that counts. Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, you're not the only blind person I've ever met, so... And, your vision before wasn't super crash hot, but, okay.
I'm not really surprised nor bothered that I'm blind.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't bother you, but you're not surprised? How come?
I mean, my sight was never great. But it definitely got much worse when, I'm gonna... It's a 13. It's trying so hard not to giggle at this. As it tries to explain the fact that at one point during its first life, Digsby fucked around and found out with a bright leaf potion.
Oh.
In the middle of a bright leaf forest.
Oh.
And there was a very, very large boom.
They would have seen that in the fast forward somewhere, wouldn't they?
Uh-huh.
Korvits is just gonna laugh.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Not only did that fucking tiny-ass vial explode, but several trees did as well, making the explosion bigger. So...
Yeah, that certainly would have done it. Quite frankly, it's a miracle the any of us can see. Now that makes sense. And like you said, it's not the end of the world. We'll just get you some, mobility aids. Those things are pretty easy to come by these days, so you'll be fine.
It's not like I didn't need him as Gibbs anyways.
Yeah. Hey, on that point, what name do you want to use now?
Uh, I don't. I haven't really thought about it. Not yet. It hasn't exactly been on the forefront of my mind.
Hmm. Well, I mean, you've got all the time in the world. I just don't want to, call you Gibbs if you don't want to be called that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't that. Um. Hmm. Uh. That's not. Go. No. Thank you. For everybody at home, I rolled an intelligence check for it. It got a -1 at first, and then I was like, no. No, we're not doing that today. Rerolled and it got a 16. So, I think because of those 2 rolls, I'm just gonna say that it takes it a bit before it thinks. I think Paz might be nice.
Has. Huh. It's got a nice ring to it. Does it mean something?
It means peaceful.
I like it. And, something that you're overdue for, I think.
I think we're, quite frankly, all overdue for that. Which, speaking of, you have no cheeks that I can pinch, but, there is, like, it is just going to bite him. Like, not enough to do damage, but enough to, like, shock him a little bit.
Fair enough.
Motherfucker!
Hey! What was that for?
That is for. You know what that's for. Why do you. I was so. Therapy. Therapy. We both need that. Everyone who went to that fucking place needs that.
Fair and reasonable.
Mhm.
But, you know what? If I was given the option to go or not go, I would go every single time. I would always go after you. No, don't bite me for that.
I'm going to bite you.
Stop biting me!
I would bite you every single damn time. And it's gonna bite him again.
Ow! Hey! Come on now. It was worth it.
Worth it or not, do you have any idea? Well, you do have an idea. I know you have an idea of just how much shit was fucked.
Yep. We're fully aware of how fucked that shit was. But that doesn't matter. You matter. You matter to me, you matter to Lynn, you matter to Asclepius and Jacques and Steve and everyone else.
And you all matter to me.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you get to do some self-sacrificial martyrdom bullshit.
I'm not saying that I wanted to be self-sacrificial or some kind of fucking martyr. I'm just saying that I'm upset with the fact that you did this. I'm allowed to be upset about it,
I suppose
even
you
if I
are.
can also be thankful for it at the same time.
Yeah, I suppose. As long as you're not biting me for it.
I'll fucking do it again, bitch. And it's gonna do it again.
Ow! Stop it.
And he's gonna give it a fond sort of head bonk of affection.
It is going to trill in response and then also give his forehead a lick kiss.
I am so glad that you're okay. So damn glad. Even if we're on the other damn side of the world from home and it's fucking cold, you're here, you're okay, and I couldn't be happier.
Do you want to roll an insight?
I don't know. Does it really need to roll an insight? Because it was literally about to ask, "Are you crying?"
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't need to. I mean, it can if it wants to, but like it doesn't need to.
I'm going to for the shiggles. Yeah, it's about the same as his perception. It's a dirty 20.
Love that. Yeah. Yeah, no, he is crying. There is this little sort of, it's not the same sort of noise as if you drop water onto a hot metal plate or anything, but it's kind of like that because he does cry liquid, but it sort of vaporizes instantly, so he cries steam essentially. But yeah, he's just sort of holding it close to his chest, and nah, he's not doing a great job at not crying anymore.
Hey, wait a minute. Why are you crying?
No,
Don't lie to me.
okay, fine. Yeah, I'm crying, sure. I thought I lost you. I don't think I've ever been that scared in my whole life. And now you're here and you're safe and gosh. Don't fall apart on me like that again.
I didn't mean to do that.
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing? You're not the one that died.
No, but they said that you fell apart because you loved me.
I fell apart because I said I love you.
It doesn't sound like a huge distinction there. It's
The distinction is not the fact that I felt love, but the fact that I admitted it.
That's still feels an awful lot like my fault.
You have no control over what I do and don't say. If it's anyone's fault, it's mine. And I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't have to guard your words that closely. It's not fair. It wasn't fair on you. And like, I wasn't exactly shy about saying it. Even if you hadn't meant to, you'd say it eventually if I was saying it first.
I knew the entire time is the thing.
You knew that would happen.
I knew that if I said it, I'd die.
He's kind of just gone quiet. And he's leant his head against its shoulder.
It doesn't really know what to say in this. It's already apologized, and saying it again wouldn't really do anything. And it's also just quiet because it doesn't know what to say to that. It's not happy about it, but you know.
And he'll be quiet for a little while and then just go,
I didn't realize I was such a risk to you.
Everyone in town was a risk. I don't know how much of that you heard, but fucking.
I got it. It's cool.
Okay. Alright. I have to, like, shove my fucking mic in my mouth again.
It shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't do that.
And he's going to stop and then abruptly sit up.
It's not gonna happen again, is it?
I don't think so, no.
I really damn hope so. 'Cause, I don't know what I would do if it happened again.
And I don't really wanna find out. I don't wanna die again, for one thing. It mutters as it sits up slowly.
Well, you're not going to. Not if I have anything to say about it, and, I have a lot of things to say. I think
I'm glad someone has things to say.
I have seen you die enough times. It's enough. No more. Dying is now forbidden. You got that? Forbidden.
I mean, it's gonna happen again eventually.
No. Fuck it. No, not allowed. I don't care.
Korvits, I'm I'm a real kind. I will eventually get old.
Don't care. You cannot bring logic into this. This is not up for debate here.
Oh, and what are you gonna do, okay? Hmm? And now it's giving him like a playful look, as much as it can give one. Like, what are you gonna do, bud? I'm gonna get old.
I haven't thought that far ahead, but don't care. Shut. No. Fucking. No. It's not allowed.
I'm gonna get old, and I'm gonna start whacking the lawn with a cane.
And I am gonna stand on your damn lawn.
You mean a lawn that we share?
I would like to share a lawn. If you still wanted to share a lawn.
He doesn't really have to do this, because fucking Paz has trash deception. And it's not trying to deceive anyways. But he can roll an insight if he wants.
I mean, I look at his plus 28 and roll my dice because I like rolling dice.
Listen, it's fun. Just for shiggles.
That is such a stupid number. I love playing Korvits. Oh, the life, the universe, and everything. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. It's so much immense joy.
Oh, dear.
The look that crosses its face says almost everything that you need to know. A, it didn't think about the fact that maybe he didn't want a relationship with it. For one thing. And in thinking about that, there's guilt that crosses its face, like, oh, shit. Whoops. I did not want to do that. That was an assumption that I should not have made. And then the resignation of, yeah, okay.
Bless.
Of like, right, I'm different.
I'd be more than happy to, continue with all the things we had wanted to do. That we wanted to be, us. Even though you're not Gibbs, you're a new you, but, I still love you. Just as much as before.
You don't know me.
I know what you're made of. And I've got all the time in the world to get to know this new you. So we can back up if you think we should, but it's up to you.
Its head kind of does like a thinking roll, like as if rolling its eyes, but not really rolling its eyes in that like in a negative way, more so like a slow I'm thinking kind of roll.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And after a moment, it mutters quietly. Most people would think that that would be the wisest decision, and usually I would agree. But I don't want to, and maybe that's bad. Maybe it's bad that I don't want to, but out of everyone, my feelings towards you are the only ones that haven't changed.
Korvits is not in the right mindset to ponder the implications of that phrase. He is instead going to lean in and give another head bonk of affection, as close to smooch as he can get without lips. And then just wrap himself around it and give it big hug, squeezy hug, warm squeezy hug.
Paz is wrapping around him as much as it can. Paz is surprisingly lanky. And very much so a trilly bitch. And it is giving him many lick kisses on the face.
I think he's going to be quiet at first, and then it's just going to start giggling.
If you're not careful, you'll look straight through my cheek. I am hollow on the inside.
Now, if I wanted to get through your cheek, I'd bite you.
Well, you do have a really nice little pointy tooth here.
If he's going to poke that tooth, it is going to bite at his finger.
I'll roll him a dex save then. Excellent. Well done, Korvits. Top job. Absolutely fucking great. That is a natural one.
Did he get a nat one?
I guess he's getting bit.
I'm gonna roll it a dex to try and avoid that.
Oh, criminy Christmas. Oh dear.
Oh man. That's a 10. That's a 10. I think it does bite him on the finger, and I think like it is unintentionally painful.
Yeah. Yep, that's fair.
Ow!
Startles
Ow!
the shit out of both of them.
Oh! Ow! That is a lot sharper than I thought. Ow!
I am so sorry. I tried to dodge your finger.
That's fine. Nothing a nap won't fix. Ow! That hurts surprisingly a lot. Wow. Okay. Yep. Good to know. Keep hands away from teeth. Huh. Ow.
And he's like just sort of shaking the hand that it bit. Like, ah.
It looks very guilty.
Hey, I can see that guilt on your face. Stop it. It's fine. I'm the one who put my hand in your mouth.
Yeah, but I was trying to bite at you, not actually bite you, and I ended up actually biting you.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Seriously. Honestly, 100%. Do not let it keep you up at night. It's fine.
It is just gonna stick its tongue out at him a little bit.
I don't think Korvits even has a tongue, so he can't even do it back.
Get fucked.
Hold on, let me think. Yeah, no, I don't think he does.
Hey, that's not fair. I can't pull that expression back at you.
Its tongue just extends out of its mouth now, and it's got a shit-eating grin on its face.
Oh, shut up.
He's just gonna put a hand on its face and then just give it a little shove. Like, very gentle little shove.
It is going to lick his hand now.
Hey, the tails.
Well, you are the one that put your hand in my face.
And I would do it again.
Keep doing that, you're gonna get bit again. And that's not me threatening you, that's me being anxious and not wanting to bite you again.
Oh, that's fair enough. If you've got an automatic bite response to anything that goes near your gob, well, yeah, fair enough. It is completely understandable.
I mean, it isn't even just that. This tooth, I can't... It's not even really a tooth.
It's not?
No, it's a tusk.
I am ignorant of the difference.
I don't know how to explain, but it's this particular tusk. I only have one tusk, but I can't put it in my mouth. And it does open its mouth to, like, show him, and he can probably see the difference from there between its actual teeth and its tusks. Or, well, there would be 3 other tusks, but they're missing, so, like, there's nothing there where the other 3 would be.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but Paz's current form is the same as in the first life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
You do also see that there are some, like, mechanics underneath what looks like... It looks just like a real kind's flesh, but at the same time, it's like... That doesn't look like normal bone underneath that.
Okay.
Huh. Well, there you go. We should, have Asclepius give you a look over when we get home. I'm not an expert on, well, on a lot of things, but I think you might be part robot or something.
Paz's head kind of tilts as it closes its mouth. And, puts a claw up to the edge of its mouth a little bit, as if like, what?
Honestly, though, is that the weirdest thing you've ever been?
No. I've been much weirder things.
Speaking of home, shall we, make our way to warmer climates?
Roll me an insight.
Sure. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ah. Roll 1.234. Lol. What was your inside again? Oh yeah. Stupid. That's a 41.
Alright. So the look on its face seems to drop a little bit.
You're not keen on that idea.
It's not that I don't want to go home, I do absolutely want to go home. Especially since, I'm and it gestures at itself alive again. It'd be nice to say hi. Um,
But
I, I don't think I wanna. I know that you. And it's trying so hard to put the words together. And it's struggling really hard.
Hmm.
I know that the manor is your home, but I don't really think it's mine. At least not anymore.
ah, well, I mean that's fair. It was Jacques and Asclepius's home before it was mine and before it was Gibbs's, so well, we can think of something in the coming days and weeks and figure something out. Find somewhere that is home. That feels more like home. And if you have retained half as many of your handy skills as I've seen you have over the countless lives that you've had, well, and I could build something together, maybe. That could be fun.
Um, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
So maybe instead of thinking of it as going to the manor, but it not feeling like home, even though maybe it should. It's a place where we have a bed for in the interim, you know?
It sighs slightly. That does seem to relax it a little bit. But there's something else as well.
The only other place that I can think of is really the clubhouse, but I've been trying to encourage the children to use it a bit more often, so it's not exactly going to be a private place. And I don't want to hollow out the underground of the entire pumpkin patch because I don't want it to collapse. One big room is plenty of a secret tunnel kind of thing. I don't know whether or not that's a good option, but it's the only one I've got.
There's a slight smile, uh, but like that. It's not a slight smile, as in like, how do I explain? It's a slight smile in the context of like, I love you. That's not what is upsetting me, and I wouldn't ask that. That kind of like half smile.
Well, he he's going to have it explained to him, I think.
Hmm. Does it? Does it have the ability to is my question. To roll a thing for it. Going to give it. I'm not gonna roll intelligence. I'm roll wisdom save.
You gotta be kidding.
Paz. Paz. Honey, I mean that's fair. At the same time,
Oh, bless this fox.
oh, honey. I did that to give it a better chance, but goddamn.
Roll with advantage.
Maybe. Let's see.
That's better.
That is better.
If it was another nat 1, like, that would have just been the universe going, no. But, thankfully.
Yeah, I think the dice were just being fucking mean.
Kind of funny
Like,
and hilarious in a way. But yes.
So I'm gonna use both of those and say that it's probably a little bit later while they're resting that it brings it up. Probably like while they're eating, because Paz is probably fucking hungry.
Yeah. Well, I think after sitting there and chatting on the, I'm going to say it's a beach, for a little while, and the fires around have kind of gone out because he's not magically maintaining them. Korvits will stand up and pick Paz up, bridal style again.
Let's, for the interim, just for now, go. I know that I flew over a town not that long before I got to the ocean. So let's fly in that direction. We'll find you something to eat and something warm and comfortable to sit on, and maybe there's a fireplace. I don't know how terrifying I am, but we'll see. I have coins. They like coins. That's a thing. Let's give it a try, huh?
Yeah. Maybe they have medicine to get the chill and...
Yeah, healing word's not really good for that. I can do warm, I can do hot, but it's not really the same as, like healing of an illness that we refer to as temperature. Okay, yeah, let's go and see if we can meet some locals. How about that?
Yeah. And while I haven't been doing it myself, has been coughing. Throughout this entire time.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it is not doing that hot, but it's better than it was because it's not actively freezing.
Yes. So I think Korvits will take off and fly towards the nearest town, and he's not trying to be scary or intimidating, but he has a plus 29 to intimidation, so he can't help it. So like, he probably just sort of lands and then walks into this town, and it's like, I'm imagining some poor schmuck like human town. They hunt walruses or something. And he's like walks up to what looks like an inn.
Hi, can we have a room? I know we're like a little bit weird looking, but
Yes.
People are already screaming and carrying on, and he's like, "Oh dear."
We're just looking for a room and some food, and do you have any cough medicine? That'd be nice too.
Let me roll his persuasion as well. It's not terrible. What's your persuasion? Not great for a diplomat, but okay. Okay, so that's a 27. So there's probably people screaming and carrying on, but when he starts talking, people are like, "Wait, what? You're not the devil from hell? Why would the devil want cough medicine?"
Yeah, no, devil is not my vibe. Yes, I am quite scary and intimidating. I know I'm nearly 9 feet tall, but come on. We just. I have coins. Do you like coins? I will pay you many coins. Here, have some coins. Enjoy these.
And I'm just gonna roll him his d10.
Korvit.
Of fucking course! Wonderful! Fucking fumble that! What's a 13? Okay, he pulls out a knife.
That is distinctly not coins. Hold on. I have coins in here somewhere. Where are my pockets?
Okay. That is a 5.
Pass, please.
I need a 6 or better for after a fumble, so nope, that's still no good. What's a 17? Okay, so he pulls out a, it's not a ball. What's the name for it? Like a skein, I think? Skein or something? It's a bundle of pumpkin rind leather. Let me try him one more time. Come on, man! Hey, that's a 9. Okay, there we go. He pulls out like a little purse full of gold coins.
Alright, here we go. Here. How about you have, these 20 of these? That should be enough to get started. And, I've got more. So, if you need more.
You've got all these poor schmucks who make, a copper every 6 months. Handed 20 gold coins. They're like, I'm sorry, what?
I'm imagining, he pulls out the knife and Paz quickly grabs it and tries to balance it on the tip of its nose. And ends up coughing, and that's why it got a 12, because it coughed and it fell off its nose. So it ends up being ridiculous instead of intimidating, but that's better than intimidating. And its persuasion fucking fails, because it can't even get a word out without coughing. So...
Yeah, fair enough.
It's trying to help, and it may or may not be panicking and coughing, and it's just...
Bless.
God damn it.
But yeah, so he's very convincing, especially with all of this money, the likes of which this tall town had not seen, ever.
Alright, so we good? We got ourselves a deal, right? We could get some cough medicine for my partner, and we just need somewhere where we can sit nice and comfortable in front of a fireplace, ideally. And food would also be great. I haven't eaten in a while, and I know you've not eaten in a while, so food would be nice if you've got some spare. I can pay you for that.
And then they're all like, okay, come into our inn, sit here, we will give you all of our damn food. If it's a poor fishing village, it's probably going to be a lot of, fish and maybe some grains and maybe not so much in the fruit department, but, it's fantasy, poor town, tavern fare, I guess. But it's warm and it's food and they've got cough medicine.
Yeah. I mean, Paz is hella down for fish, so...
Yeah.
This is a happy idiot fox.
And, yeah, so they're sort of left alone because they are still very tall, and Korvits is also kind of terrifying and, has that ethereal boom to his voice that he just can't help.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, Paz is also probably extremely intimidating, all things considered. Nobody has ever seen a thing like it, so... They probably don't even know if it's actually a person or just a giant-ass fucking fox.
Yeah. For sure. But I suppose they will be fed and put in front of the fire and then left alone. So they still have a relatively private situation to have further conversations.
Mm-hmm. And I think Has as quiet as it's probably, like, just chewing the hell out of a fucking fish. Or several. Actually, let's see. How hungry were you, Has? I'm gonna roll for that. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Being sick does usually take the hunger out of being hungry.
Until you start putting food in you and you're like, oh, actually.
Yeah. So actually, I'm gonna roll for disadvantage. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. So I think it's either one fish or several fishes in when it finally stops to breathe. Not that it has to, but also.
This is good. You are gonna get so much strength back after eating all of that.
What was that last word? It cut out.
It was all of that, and then he stopped talking after that.
Mm. So, I don't... Back on, the manor, everything. Just to get out of the way.
Hmm.
So, Gibbs felt a lot closer to everyone else than it was. Like, it saw the court as best friends, and that's not what they were, for one thing. And B, don't feel the same as Gibbs did towards them. But then there's also the fact that the manor isn't our home, or not mine. Not really, just I feel like I know Jocks and Asclepius that much, but though because a burden, and I know that I shouldn't. And I'm grateful for everything that they have done.
It's not a feeling that I'm completely unfamiliar with. It's quite funny. Before I went on my extended leave of absence, well, things were very different. And then when I came back, Jacques, in complete typical Jacques fashion, had stepped up to fill my shoes. And while I have had conversations with Jacques where He has told me I'm being a dipshit for thinking it, but the things that he's made, the town that he's turned it into, I am very proud of it. But it's, his. It's not mine, not anymore. And, I don't want to uproot him or inconvenience him because I'm here now and I'm different. So I get it. And he and Asclepius both will be insistent that you're not a burden and that Gibbs wasn't either. And I agree. But I know how it doesn't feel like it. You know? I get it. But I think the important thing is to do what feels right for you. And if living at the manor doesn't feel right for you, then we can do something about that.
Knowing something and feeling two very different and conflicting.
They really are. It's annoying. Logic and emotion are not exactly always on the same page. I get it. It's just one of those things. And sometimes we have to run with logic, and sometimes we have to run with emotion, and sometimes they can meet in the middle, and those are the best times, when they can meet in the middle. But, we gotta work with what we got, you know?
I wish that emotions would be more to move for logic. Would be great. It'd be ideal. Cause then maybe I wouldn't be so anxious if I... Yes, now. Came time to talk about it.
Well, unfortunately, that's just not how it works. But, we can work with that, you know? We can make things comfortable, make it work. Unfortunately, it's just gonna take some time.
There's a twitch of one of its ears. And you feel like it's maybe mildly annoyed by the fact that it's gonna take time. Maybe it's a little impatient. But at the same time, it knows that yeah, it is going to take time. And you know what? That's fine. Just slightly annoyed by it.
Like I said, if you're uncomfortable staying at the manor, we can put a bed in the clubhouse. It's just not going to be necessarily as comfortable. Also, it's underground. So, I don't know if that's a problem.
Paz just kind of raises a brow and looks at him like, do you really think that being underground bothers me because I'm a fucking fox? It doesn't say that. But, like, the look that it's giving him is very affectionate and very much so just says that without it having to say that.
He will just stare at it for a hot second and then be like,
Right, fox. Foxes live underground. I knew that. I did know that. I have been flying for several weeks straight. I'm tired. You gotta cut me a little bit of slack here, love.
Now, why would I do that?
Because you love me and you're going to be kind to me.
No.
You're a fucker.
Paz is just going to stand up, and I am going to roll a thing for that. Yeah. Please be nice to it. Okay.
Yay!
Its strength is not the best, but it's not terrible. It is going to stand up, and it wobbles just a little bit as it does so, and go over to him and make itself comfortable in his lap, and curl up there and rest its head against his chest.
Aww.
He can't see it probably, but it does have a little content smile on its face.
He's gonna bring a hand around, and so his left hand will sort of just be flat against against its back, and his other hand will come up.
Do you, still not like being touched on the head?
Its smile kind of falls a little bit, because it isn't entirely sure. But it doesn't know if it really wants to risk finding out at the moment.
Alright. I know the nice places to pat apart from that.
And just give his nose a little pat and a little squeeze, and then he's just gonna sort of sit back in his seat and just sort of relax a bit.
Paz is just gonna start purring eventually. And because it's bigger, its purrs are somehow much more shaky than Gibbs's.
Oh, wow. Now that's a purr.
And it trills a little bit as it purrs, which adds two different flavors of vibration, and it's funny. But also, the trill kind of comes out deeper when it purrs, so
I, hate to suggest moving you when you're so comfortable, but there has been a group of people outside the door trying to figure out how to rob me of more coins for the last 10 minutes. Do you reckon you're okay to make tracks?
yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And, you know what? With you this size, we can sleep in the same bed, and I'm not gonna be worried about squishing you.
You wouldn't have been able to squish me anyways.
This is not a logical concern. It may have been one I had, but that doesn't mean it makes sense. You were itty bitty before.
It was itty bitty. I wasn't fragile though.
Yeah, you know, absolutely not.
I'm sure you could toss me down a flight of stairs and I would have been fine.
Yes, but I wouldn't.
That's not the point.
It is the point.
It's so far from the point.
I'm just imagining them sort of continuing to banter as Korvits gets up, holding Paz with him, and I'm just going to roll another hammer space. And that's a 10. And he's going to pull out his wallet again, leave another small pile of coins, just because he's going to be nice. And then carry it out the door and turn and look straight at the people who were trying to figure out how they could feasibly rob these two giants.
Alright, you lot, I've left some coins in there as, call it a friendly Halloween gift. We're going to be departing now. Thank you so much for your hospitality. See ya.
And he's just going to spread his wings and take off and fly away.
People were seriously trying to rob them.
We're just trying to figure out if they could. And he's just like, nah. Love that.
So that was a sleight of hand. From Paz. It's robbed them. Of one hat and an entire net full of fish.
Oh my gosh. Korvits probably, just because I think it's funny, isn't even going to heckin' notice that, until they've gotten a short, distance away from, I say short, they've been flying for a short amount of time, but they've covered a lot of ground, from the town, and he's sort of looking for a good spot to land, and then he looks over at Paz.
Where in the goddamn did you get that fish?
Don't worry about it.
I wouldn't be asking if I wasn't worrying about it. Did you take that from that town?
Listen, you said that they were gonna rob us, so I robbed them.
I probably left more gold than all of that was worth anyway. That's fine. Here, can
It's
you...
good fish.
Well, I'm glad. I don't really eat a whole lot of fish, so I'll let you be the subject matter expert, yeah? Hey, do you feel like you're strong enough to stand up at the minute, or shall I put you on your backside on the ground?
I can try. Oh, also, it takes the hat that it stole off of its head and puts it on him.
Oh, stylish. How does it look? Does it suit me, or I've not really been one for hats.
Unfortunately, you would require somebody that has working eyes.
Fuck, I forgot. Yeah. All right. Well, how about, so that we don't lose it, I'll put it in my hammer space for now, and we can do a fashion show some other time.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll just do that. He'll put the hat into his coat. And he'll put Paz down. And then he's going to start, just with one of his sharp fingers, he's going to start drawing in the ground. He's found this sort of clear area with a lot of dirt, and he's just drawing in the dirt. Paz can probably hear all the scritchiness.
Okay. So it's doing all right in the standing up department.
Good.
It is tilting its head about in response to hearing all the scritchy. And it's kind of wobbling its way over as it asks him, "What are you doing?"
I am creating a shortcut to get us home. Because it took such a long time to fly out here, and that was like speed flying. That was me dashing, that was me not really stopping to rest. It was exhausting. So we're just going to go the fast way, back to Halloween Town, and then we'll figure things out from there.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
It'd be cool if I could do some of that teleportation shit that Jacques can do, but I cannot. I also don't know if it takes other people with you anyway, so that's fine. teleportation circle will do just fine. I can only go to the station, but that's fine too. Once we get into town, we can walk or fly or whatever we feel like, and that should do it. Alright. And we just need to go boop. And now it's working. Theoretically. It's worked every other time I do it, so I don't imagine I could think of why it wouldn't this time. You ready to go?
One question. What's gonna happen to it after we're done with it?
I think it's a one-use thing. It wears off. Yeah.
Because I don't know if we really want some of the townsfolk following us.
That is entirely fair, but no, I'm pretty sure that it's not permanent, because you have to kind of put a lot of effort in to make it stay there. So like the one in town, is a permanent one, which I know it's kind of like a password, I suppose, for, which is what I've written here. But no, it doesn't stay here. I certainly don't think it does.
Okay. I may have also stolen that hat too, so.
That's alright. I am sure the hat is not particularly valuable, or at least not more valuable than the gold I just pumped into their economy. Yeah, I'm so helpful. I go on my these big trips and I just leave gold places. Great. I'm such a benevolent god.
I'd be careful with that.
Well, I mean, I don't travel that much, so it's not exactly, not exactly a habit. But, let's go to, more pleasant climates. It's still pretty dang cold.
Yeah. Says a lot that I can feel the cold. I have thick fur.
You were also in like an ice cube for quite some time. So I would be surprised if it wasn't bone deep at this point.
It's not good.
Yeah, let's retreat to our hazy shades of autumn, yeah?
And he's gonna reach his hand out and take Paz's paw.
It is climbing into his arms.
Alright,
It
alright.
likes being carried by him.
Good thing he likes carrying it. He'll pick it up, and then he'll step into the teleportation circle, and shoop! Suddenly they're in Halloween Town, at the station.
Paz is going to get down from Korvits for a moment, and it's just gonna like flop on the ground and just roll a little bit.
That is a fair and reasonable reaction. Hi, Kara, we're home. You let Shax know, we're not gonna come back to the manor straight away. We're just gonna take a long walk detour, okay? We'll see them soon, but let them know we're home. Love you.
It rolling on the ground is basically it saying hi to Kara. Hi, hello, I missed you. Essentially. But then it is immediately getting back up into Korvits' arms because, yes, husband.
I think Korvits will he'll walk out of the station, and then he'll take off into the air, and he will go to the pumpkin patch and sit down on that curly hill, and he'll just sort of sit there and cuddle it.
I have never been more grateful to be home. This is nice. Hello, Halloween Town. Good to be back.
Paz is gonna stretch its little toes on all four paws, are absolutely doing the big fucking stretch. But then it is wrapping back around him. Getting all nice and comfy and contentedly purring as it mumbles, "Home at last."
Home at last. Welcome home, Paz.
It trills and it mutters a quiet "I love you."
Korvits does tense a little bit, but it seems to be okay. And he leans down to give it another head bonk of affection.
I love you too.
That is a whole ass 9.
That's the whole last 9. Paz is motherfucking asleep.
Dear. Love that. We'll do one for Korvits too, why not? Was that a con?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, let's do that con. I'm gonna do it as a straight con and not as a save, because that makes more sense. I'm also gonna... Whoops. I'm gonna drop my dice off the back of my tower. Do it at this. Alright. Splendid. That turns it into a 4.
Korvits.
Yep. He's asleep too. They are just in comfy, sleepy pile on top of the hill. Nice, warm grass. It is back into nice place. Safe.
Mm-hmm.
Safe, good. We like it.
Yes, very. And there's fucking ground rattling purrs going on. Fire crackle snores.
Yep.
And just happy, contented smiles.
Ah, I love them.
I also love them.
Oh. Yay.
Yay. Where?
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 Oh dear. That was a delight. That was
That was
wonderful.
I love them.
Spectacular. I love it.
Thank you, Whis.
No, thank you. This was great.
This is beautiful. I love them so much.
Oh my. Well, suppose we should say goodbye to our audience then, hey.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Until next time.
See ya.
Yeah.